Welcome, boys and girls, to Halloween night, the evilest and vilest of the holidays. Today we're talking about the most scary and terrifying movie of all time, Halloween. But before we talk about it, I need to turn the lights on. Okay, that's better. It's Halloween, so I thought today, let's do something special. Review a slasher movie. I don't really like slasher movies, so I don't usually watch them. And if I don't watch them, I don't review them. But today we're making an exception, as it is the most spookiest day of the year. As I said before, we are watching Halloween. So if you don't know, Halloween is an evolution of the phrase All Hallows Eve, which is the eve before All Hallows Day, also known as All Saints Day. All Saints Day is a very important Christian holiday because it's the day that we celebrate all the saints. So it's not surprising that people started celebrating it the eve before the day, kind of like Christmas Eve. Now, as far as the movie Halloween goes, independent film producer Irwin Yablans sought out John Carpenter to direct a movie about a psychotic serial killer who stalked babysitters after he saw Carpenter's movie Assault on Precinct 13. Amazingly, the screenplay was written in just 10 days, with the script taking 3 weeks, and after casting, the film was shot on a $300,000 budget over the course of just 4 weeks. Because of the low budget and time crunch, most of the props were just bought at the store, including the famous Michael Myers mask, which was just a Captain Kirk mask painted white. The score was similarly rushed, with it only taking Carpenter 3 days to make the entire score, and I have to say, it's pretty impressive that somebody with almost no previous experience can make a score as iconic as John Williams at his best. But enough about production, let's get into the film. It starts with the classic Halloween theme over a jack-o'-lantern and the credits in orange. We see a shot that pans around the Myers house in Haddonfield until we realize that we are seeing from the perspective of a young Michael Myers. In this scene, he puts on a clown mask, which is not only a clever way to obscure the violence, but also shows us why he likes wearing masks. But altogether, I think this scene shouldn't have been in the movie. If they had left it out, then it would have added to the mystery of Michael Myers' backstory. 15 years later, we see Michael escape from his mental asylum and go back to Haddonfield, where he kills a mechanic for his clothes and steals a white and expressionless mask from a store. We also see Laurie Strode and her friends Annie Brackett and Linda Van der Klock walk home while talking in the most annoying way possible.
You know, it's totally insane. We have 3 new cheers to learn in the morning. The game is in the afternoon. I have to get my hair done at 5, and the dance is at 8. I'll be totally wiped out.
I don't think you have enough to do tomorrow.
Totally.
This is a good time to mention one of the biggest problems with the movie, the dialogue. It is very bad. Laurie and her friends almost sound like parodies of what teen girls are supposed to sound like. That combined with every actor in this movie being at best subpar, with the possible exception of Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis, leads to dialogue scenes that are so annoying that you want to rip your ears off. But then again, I can't really blame them. I mean, John Carpenter only had like a month to write the script, and good dialogue is so hard to write. Later, we see Laurie babysitting Tommy Doyle, while Annie babysits Lindsay Wallace. Throughout the night, we see Michael spy on the 2 babysitters. That, combined with the excellent soundtrack, is a great way to set the scene and build tension, so that when we see Michael kill Annie, it's legitimately terrifying. Before Annie is killed, though, she takes Lindsay to Laurie so that she can babysit her. Later, we see Michael kill Linda and her boyfriend in exceptionally gruesome ways. Laurie gets suspicious and checks on Linda to find her dead, and then flees into the hallway where she is attacked by Michael. She runs back to the Doyle house and orders Lindsay and Tommy to hide. Michael follows her and attacks, but Laurie stabs him with a knitting needle. Believing him dead, she checks on the kids, but she finds Michael alive. She tells the kids to hide in the bathroom, and she hides in the closet. But Michael finds her and attacks her again.
She stabs him and for some reason drops the knife after she believes he has been killed. But Michael is actually alive and tries to attack Laurie but is shot by Dr. Loomis and falls off the balcony. The camera then pans over the balcony and we see that Michael is not there, and in the background we hear his breathing.
If you didn't realize, or if you haven't seen the movie, my summary wasn't very good, because I'd like to be alive when I finish this video, but I think I left in all the essentials.
Throughout the movie we see the Thing playing in the background, and it was obviously an inspiration for this movie, with the Thing being about a mysterious, seemingly unkillable monster that you never know when is going to strike. And that's my favorite thing about this movie. The reason Michael Myers is so scary is because he seems unkillable, and with the amount of movies in this franchise, that might very well be true.
When Halloween came out, it became extremely successful, even without much actual advertising. This is mostly due to word of mouth. Though, most critics seemed uninterested or even downright distasteful with it, with Pauline Kael writing,
Carpenter doesn't seem to have had any life outside the movies. One can trace almost every idea on the screen to directors such as Hitchcock and Brian De Palma, and to the Val Lewton productions. Maybe when a horror film is stripped of everything but dumb scariness, when it isn't ashamed to revive the stalest device of the genre, the escaped lunatic, it satisfies part of the audience in a more basic, childish way than sophisticated horror pictures do.
On the other end of the spectrum, you have Roger Ebert, who's usually critical of slasher movies, saying,
A visceral experience. We aren't seeing the movie. We are having it happen to us. It's frightening. Maybe you don't like movies that are really scary. Then don't see this one.
While the first slasher movie might technically be Torso, Halloween has basically been used as a blueprint for how to make a successful slasher movie since its release. And I understand why. It's terrifying, and it's one of the only slasher movies that can be considered good outside of its genre. It's amazing how competently made this movie is, considering how little time and money Carpenter had to make it. I would call Halloween a great movie, and one of the best in the horror genre. It's a Halloween classic, and if you're looking for something to watch in this spooky season, I would recommend it.